Hey guys, so this isn't really going to be a review where I'm going to be doing like sound clips and screenshots and other demo-y sort of things, but more like a first thoughts, um, kind of give my 2 cents on something I recently picked up, and it's this bad boy, the iRig 2 from IK Multimedia. Um, got it at Long and McQuaid in Sudbury for about $50 Canadian. Not sure what that is in real money, but um, it's a pretty simple little device. I'm absolutely astounded by it. I mean, this guy is just amazing. So you plug one end of it into your iPhone, plug a guitar into that jack, plug a pair of headphones or speakers into there. If you want, you can even plug that into an amplifier and use this as sort of like you can get your guitar tones from this. If you plug it into a clean amplifier, it has an effects and through switch where you can actually monitor what's coming from your iPhone through an amp. It can be your guitar tone, and it pairs up with GarageBand and other music making apps, so you can get some pretty interesting results from it. Um, I'm kind of just astounded by the whole thing. It's You kind of have to understand a bit of the history of recording at home portably to kind of understand what this device means to me in that regard. I mean, I had a band in high school with a couple of my friends, and if we wanted to record in our music room, I would pack, a big, $20 cassette recorder kind of thing, like one of those Radio Shack deals, the built-in microphone and everything, and I would take one of those. Or I had like a little MP3 player with a mic built in, and I mean those did the job, but they weren't fantastic recording quality. Particularly the cassette recorder was pretty shit. Um, and if you wanted to do, higher quality recordings at home, around the time that I started playing guitar, your best bet was to get like one of those massive um, multi-track cassette recorders. Like it had like the six inputs or whatever. I've actually got a cassette recorder like that in our basement, and I've used it a couple times recently. It's fun, but it's not exactly something you could take wherever you go to do your recordings. You still need to plug it in somewhere, and it's big, it's bulky. Um, the actual idea of like high quality recordings really opened up to me when I got my first Mac Mini about 10 years ago, and I would actually just record it. Like I had a Digitech RP 200 multi effect pedal, and I would plug it into my Mac Mini, just not even with an interface, like just a stereo cable into the headphone socket, and then straight into the line in on the back of the Mac Mini, and that did me well for a few years. And then eventually, of course, I got a proper USB interface, started using Reaper on the PC, started using my Hughes and Kettner tube amp, and recording with microphones and stuff. Higher level recording stuff. But this little box is just amazing because now I can take this, like, this will fit in my pocket. I can just chuck it in a bag, and I can take it wherever I want. If I want to record, say, at a hotel room, if I wanted to go to the park and record, under a tree somewhere in the sunshine in the middle of summer, I can do that. Um, Theoretically, I could probably whip out a guitar on the bus and do a guitar solo on this. I had this crazy idea the other day of I was going to go to Long and McQuaid with my iPhone and my iRig and just record every guitar I could possibly think of off the wall, Hey, I'm going to have an album full of solos on like high-end gear. That'll be pretty cool. But I mean, just this means a lot to me because now it's like that whole idea of doing high quality recordings on the go. We're already kind of at a point where technology like this is just making it really easy and really comfortable to do. And I mean, the software still needs to catch up a little bit. I'm not going to pretend that the amp models in the iOS version of GarageBand are excellent. They're passable. They work for what they're trying to do. Even Amplitube it's a better amp sim, but it's not going to hold a candle to. I mean, I've even got some free amp sims on Reaper, like Ignite Amps Emissary, and it's amazing. But I mean, for having something that I can just on the go record a guitar track, have it sound good, like an isolated, properly recorded guitar track, I can only see this technology getting better. And I think that there are some really big implications for that. Like, I think in 20 years, it'll be perfectly acceptable to do a guitar solo with an iRig into your iPhone for, a high level multi-million dollar record label's studio record. You'll be able to do it on that because there might be like amp sims that'll compete with like your Axe Effects or Kemper on your iPhone. If you could just imagine the possibilities for that, I mean that's high level stuff. So, I mean, in terms of revolutionary tone, no. For what it is right now, it's a good kind of it's a really neat device for making like really kind of sketchy demos and scratch pad kind of stuff. But I think that these little devices are going to revolutionize the way we record our music. And I think every guitar player out there, every self-respecting guitar player that wants to record music, and especially beginners, I mean, this device is so easy to use. I think everybody should get themselves one of these. If you're a guitar player and you want to do, decent recordings on the go, get one of these. I can't recommend it enough. And I realize I'm kind of naive to this. This has been out for a couple of years now, probably, and I'm sure just about everybody's had one, but this is my first one, and I'm absolutely staggered by it. So I'm going to give a recommendation that if you don't have one of these already, get one. That's it. Thanks for watching. And I'm going to put I'm going to put a song in the description that I recorded recently using this for all of the guitar and bass tracks. Um, and everything else is like the drums, the keyboards are in GarageBand. So it'll kind of give you an example of what kind of results you're going to get from this. But yeah, so the song's called Synthesis. Check the description below for a link. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching.